Hi. Hey, I got notified. Okay. There we go. We've got sound. We got live chat here. Okay. Let's do this. All right. So, my little card for today. I want you guys to look at this picture that I used for the thumbnail right here. What do you think that looks like to you? I would love for you to put it in the chat room what you think, or in the comment section if you're watching this later, what your first thought of this was, this picture that's, moving around and stuff. Like what does it look like to you? What do you see as like an image? Not just like, oh, it's a storm, or oh, it looks like a tornado or something like that. Like, use your imagination a little bit. All right, here's today's scripture, which I have right above my head. And this came from my promise box that was from when I grew up. When we gave to the hungry, they sent us this box of promises. Hello, midday. Good morning, or good afternoon. Good evening and good night. Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundations of the world. Only, O Lord, in thy dear, hold on, hard to say, in thy dear love, fit us for perfect rest above, and help us this and every day to live more nearly as we pray. Isn't that lovely? I could just meditate on the word, just one scripture like that, especially about heaven. I love heaven. I love the thought of us all being together as a family. It's coming soon. Jesus is coming soon. And you know what? Joe Biden thinks that the United States is going to be like the leader of the New World Order. He's so vain. He probably thinks the New World Order is about him. That just came to my mind. Okay, I'm going to start you off with what happened yesterday. Okay, so I went to the park, just trying to walk and stuff. And maybe I got a clip here where I can show you just a wee bit of what I was saying. It wasn't like, okay, so I talked to this guy at the park. He was, I'll just give you my view because you can't really see the phone anyway. I'll just tell you what I remember. Okay. So I get to the park and there's a guy with a bag. Okay, 2 bags from, Dollar General or whatever. And he's got drinks in there. He takes his can of Lysol and he probably used a third of the can. Like, he probably used that much on those 2 bags and 6 drinks. He took his drink and he was like, like that to each one as he's spraying, and his hand is like touching this liquid on the plastic, and he sprays the whole bag. Like, both of the bags, one was for him with 3 drinks and one was for his wife. It might have been 4 drinks, 3 or 4 drinks. I don't want to lie or anything. So I like said to him, what are you doing? And I laughed, and he's like, COVID. I was like, oh, I was like, I haven't even wore a mask since the beginning of this. I might have wore a mask 5 times. And he's like, me and my wife still wear a mask. And I was like, oh, he goes, well, she's a nurse. I was like, okay. So as a nurse, you know that your skin is an organ and that anything you put on your skin is going to seep into your skin. And he's like, you're not going to believe this. We're all going to die anyway. Oh my gosh. That was like the most, like, what have they done to our brains? Why can't we critically think anymore? Why can't we, as a nurse or whatever, like, you can look at the can. It just took me a couple minutes. There's nowhere on here that tells the ingredients, but down here at the very bottom, and all of it's in very small print. They just hope you never read it. It tells you a web address you can go to see the ingredients. So you get on the internet and you go to the ingredients, and here's this specific Lysol disinfect. They have one for every product. So you go to it and you got ingredients right here. You got fragrance, you got corrosion inhibitors, you got pH adjusters, you got all these for fragrance, and then you look up each individual one and you find out that some of these are, let me use my highlighter here so you can see. Some of these are, or is it asthmagens or something like that? I'm like, what's an asthmagen? So you got to go look it up. Asthmagen. See? You go this ingredient, and there's more that say asthmagens. So these are chemicals designated as asthmagens by the Association of Occupation and Environmental Clinics. And then you could even go over here and see the 200 or whatever, 277 asthmagens that Australia has taken the time to write out for you to tell you about chemicals and things inside of, buildings that you might encounter at work. And so you got all these in the fragrance. Non-functional constituent is T-butyl alcohol. So you look up each individual one of these. And here's the list from Australia. There's 4 pages. And you just, you can research that. And where was the other one? I was going to tell you what an asthmagen is. An asthmagen is something that can cause you asthma, basically. Okay? So this can give you, somewhere I had symptoms of asthma. The symptoms of asthma are, for memory, coughing, wheezing, and a lot more. Doesn't that sound kind of like COVID? Or, is it COVID? Is it a cold? Or is it hay fever? You may not even have COVID. So you might have an allergic reaction from grass being cut or something like that. You may not have COVID. You may have symptoms of having this inhaled into your lungs, or who knows what it does. It's like, caution, do not get on your eyes, do not get on your skin. And people are using this, a third of the can on 2 bags, and on plastic of all things. You're supposed to let this dry for, like, it was either 10, some of them, like, if it's for certain things, it's different amounts of time. But used as a sanitizer, it's 10 seconds. To deodorize, you just spray it as needed, it says. But to disinfect, you must remain wet. It must remain wet for 3 minutes and then allowed to air dry. And then there's for some of these other things, you want the surfaces to remain wet for 10 minutes and allowed to air dry. That guy was spraying and turning, getting us all up in his skin. So anyway, that was, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And I could smell it for like a long time while I was walking. And then a lady walked by. I was like, "You smell that?" She's like, "I smell smoke." Great. You know, I'm in the woods here. Where's the smoke coming from? She's just, "I smell smoke." She's running through the woods. If you're smelling smoke, I don't think I would be in the woods. Get out into the park if you're smelling. I didn't smell any smoke. Maybe it's burnt her nostrils or something. I don't know. Anyway, this is allergy season. So, you know, you might have headaches, muscle aches, coughs, sneezing, raised temperature, pressure in your ears or your face, loss of taste, loss of smell. Oh, that's the COVID. See, but didn't it sound like I was just talking about normal things that you have from having a stopped up nose? I get a headache from a stopped up nose. I have muscle aches anyway. If I start coughing, there might be some sort of, you know, thing in the air to irritate me. So just don't assume any, you know, thing that, like, if you use something, a product like that, just be responsible and know what you're spraying on yourself, and don't spray it on your kids or put it on, like, "Here, kid, I just sprayed this bottle, take it," and they get their hand all wet from it. It's chemicals. And a lot of times you take something and you get symptoms that are worse than what you're taking it for. So do a little research before you just like pick up, you know, over-the-counter things. Because a lot of times they have a lot of things in them. And just read the can. It tells you where to go to look it up. So let me get into this really quick. And I went ahead and I did a little slideshow for you. So I want to start with the storm. This was the most amazing video. Okay, what I want you to watch for is right in the green grass here. You see the red truck? It flips on its side. It's twisting around. And then the storm brings it back up. I was like, that was amazing. Look, he just gets to drive on out. It just reminded me of that movie Twister. And then there's also another one of, that's the same one. There's another one that's really cool.
Immediately to the nearest severe weather area inside the terminal building. Remain in the severe weather area until you hear the all clear announcement.
Look at that. It's like
in the immediate vicinity of the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. Proceed immediately to the nearest severe weather area inside the terminal building. Remain in the severe weather area until you hear the all clear announcement.
What?
In the immediate vicinity of the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. Proceed immediately to the nearest severe weather area inside the terminal building. Remain in the severe weather area until you hear the all clear announcement.
Electricity or something from the storm?
In the immediate vicinity of the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. Proceed immediately to the nearest severe weather area inside the terminal building. Remain in the severe weather area until you hear the all clear announcement. In the immediate vicinity.
I don't know what's going on there with that, but that was weird. What it says is passengers instructed to head to the terminal storm shelters. in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Part of the alarm warning
of the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. Proceed immediately to the nearest severe weather area inside the terminal building. Remain in the severe weather area until you hear the all clear.
Okay, thank you. I was freaking out a bit there, like weather weapons.
Jeff, and you guys
know
stay
where
safe.
my mind goes.
It's moving to our north, but it's crossing the road.
Okay.
I hope all these cars are safe. I gotta roll the window
These
up.
people that chase storms.
Jeff,
are
and you
kinda
guys stay
crazy,
safe as well. We can see some
but
winds
I like
where
it.
you are.
I
It
would
must be
do
over
it
40 miles an
at
hour.
least once.
No
in
doubt
my
they're
life,
stronger
I'd like to chase a
in the tornado.
I gotta get a window blown.
And we see cars driving right through it.
All right. It's moving to our north, but it's crossing the road. I hope all these cars are.
Okay, here's 24 people injured. Oh, that was the... What did I do? Go down too far? See, I don't have a lot for today. But I did have another... Well, maybe I'll come to it. Let's just go through these. Okay, I looked to see what's going on in Kiev. These are the videos I found for Kiev. So we got tanks. They're sending more military equipment. More military equipment. And Belarus is about to get involved. And I'm not sure if Belarus... We need to look that up. I'm not sure if Belarus is a... What is that? Some sort of car going by. I'm not sure if Belarus is part of NATO. Let's look. Is Belarus part of NATO? Has not joined NATO because it is a member of the Collective Security Treaty Organization under the auspices of Russia. The security treaties with NATO regulate the exchange of classified information affecting the interests of sovereign states. 1998. Since 1998, Belarus has had its own diplomatic mission in NATO. Is Poland part of NATO? NATO has enhanced its forward presence in the eastern part of the alliance with 4 multinational battalion-sized battle groups in Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland on a rotational basis. These battle groups, led by the United Kingdom, Canada, Germany, and the United States, respectively, are robust and combat-ready forces. I don't know. Is it? Didn't sound like it. But can I just get a yes or no? Is Poland part of NATO? I guess so. Okay, looks like Poland became a NATO member in 1999, alongside Czech Republic and Hungary. So Belarus is not, but Poland is. Okay, so we played the tank. Okay. This is just, like a farm area. These are like farms here, and they're, having a tank battle in the middle of the farm area. And it looks like it could be a drone. I don't know. I mean, they're using a lot of drones now. It says a claimed Javelin ATGM striking a Russian BTR along with the aftermath. The vehicle is totally destroyed. Here's a guy playing a piano. David Martello playing Imagine by John Lennon at the crossing and camp for Ukrainian refugees on the Polish-Ukraine border. So I can't play it, unfortunately, because it's a, copyright song. I could play it just for a second. Oh, he's good. Sorry. Here's what we should be doing. Right? Using germs. They're like, who cares about germs? We're gonna die from a nuclear weapon or a bomb or something. Oh, her shirt got caught. Oh. See, that won't happen in heaven. You won't get your shirt caught. There won't be like splinters or anything like that. It'll be fun. Just fun. Slide down the rainbow into my whatever. Oh, maybe for the non-hearing. Good thinking. Okay. Oh, there's one guy. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to play it. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to play it. Okay, I'm going to go do them in order, though.
Forward to what he's done over this weekend with the war, Axios,
I don't have much today.
The Guardian, the Atlantic Council, all of them were reporting that Zelensky, even though he ran on an anti-corruption ticket, has, through the Panama Papers and other such leaks, has stashed his millions offshore like most corrupt oligarchs have. And so even before the war, his corruption was known. And then you fast forward to what he's done over this weekend with the banning of 11 opposition parties. And I want to note at this stage that he banned these opposition parties, including, as you mentioned, Tucker, the second largest in his parliament, while the Nazi elements, and I use the word Nazi, not neo-Nazi, because these are actual Nazis that aren't neo in any sense. They're the continuation of Nazis as we know them and study them in history. And Bandera, the man that they revere, was actually a Nazi, and they've made him into a national hero and icon. The Nazis in Ukraine have not been banned by Zelensky. And so this is a very interesting point, that you've got a man that we're hailing as a democratic icon who's fighting for freedom and democracy in our way of life, banning all opposition parties, controlling through the state the media narrative, while refusing not only to ban Nazis, but having, after not banning them, incorporated them into his state as a battalion, formally serves in the Ukrainian National Guard. Now, people say to that in response, yeah, but Majid, there are racists in every country. No, the analogy here is, imagine, Tucker, in America, the KKK had a formal battalion in the US military. That's what we've got with swastikas and Nazi insignia inside the Ukrainian army. And then people would say, well, what do you want to do? Putin invaded their country. Of course, they have to fight. And I find this line of argument absolutely absurd, because the best analogy is with Syria. Now, Putin allying with Nazis in Ukraine to defeat Putin is as absurd as allying with ISIS in Syria to defeat Putin.
Who did that?
You've got an extremist, an armed, extreme terrorist militia known as ISIS. None of us ever had any moral difficulty in understanding that Assad was a dictator, that Putin's support for Assad was wrong, but the people opposing him, the jihadists, were also...
We got warmongers in the White House. This is what I got out of this.
Axios.
Okay, Ukrainians. I don't even know what a neo. What's the difference between a neo-Nazi and a Nazi? Neo-Nazi and Nazi differences. They're almost the same in their ideology theories. Neo-Nazis are just the latest version of Nazis. Nazis is a term that in an abbreviated form... Okay, I'm probably going to read up on this later, because a Nazi, to me, and I could be wrong, and I might come on tomorrow and say, hey, Nick, I might say Nazis, Nazis are something I didn't know what they were. But I'm going to read up on it. I'm going to learn about it, because, we should know our history and what's going on. But to me, a Nazi is someone who has a lot of hate in their heart. They're sort of like a racist. Like Hitler, he came up with all sorts of ways to identify people's races, and he wanted to take out everyone except for the one race, the blue-eyed, blonde-haired people who he thought was like the best. So, to me, they're all Nazis. These people that hate humanity. If you're in this category, you hate humanity, or you think one race is better than another, or as far as that goes, you think other people are not as better as you. You might be a Nazi. Yeah, right, Nick? I mean, that comment there just caught my eye. Oh, how is it in Texas, Nick? Are you okay? Thought about Alex Jones, too. Yeah, those tornadoes were something else. And what did you think of the hand? Oh, I just said what I thought it looked like. To me, it looked like a hand. What did it look like to you guys? I asked at the beginning of the video, but just look at that. I wish I could make it bigger. I can magnify it. So look, Nick, what's going across your Texas state? It's a big red hand, like roar, trying to get Austin. Trying to get all of the heart of Texas. That's what Satan wants, because Texas is a good state. Texas is an awesome place. Tennessee's pretty awesome too. But I just think of Patriots, and Alex Jones is from there, so I think about him whenever I see these big time storms. So is everything okay, Nick? You barely missed getting hit? Oh, man. Did you get any footage? I said I wanted to chase a tornado. North Austin got a couple. You're in South. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you think the neo-Nazis praise the Nazis? Maybe they're from the same cloth or whatever. Wow. That must be... Hey, Segway. Peace in Jesus' name. They were up north of Austin. 10 miles. Show it again. Looks wicked. I was thinking of Flaming Crown. Oh, yeah. Like it's got little... Mississippi getting it now, yeah. Yep. All right, I'm caught up on the comments. All right, so what was this? Did I miss some? Hold on. Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. I was right here. Okay. Let's hear Glenn Beck.
Nobody prepares you for anything. We are now in a war with Russia. China is going the other way, and it's about Ukraine. Joe Biden took money from Ukraine, Russia, and China. Our president has been compromised. What decisions is he making, and is any of it based on the millions of dollars that he has received? Nobody's even asking that question. You weren't prepared to answer that question because the average American who just heard the media tell you that, oh, the laptop is bullcrap, there's nothing to that. They didn't give you now any time for what could be happening, what could be going on in our administration with a compromised president. Now it'll come to as a surprise to a lot of people. Wait, what? Hold it. Just say, because they're still only saying this is about income taxes. This has nothing to do with hookers, crack, or income tax. This has everything
Hookers,
to do
crack, or
with the
income
President of the United States getting paid for favors while he was in office last time.
Paid for favors while he was in office. A lot of it that I understand has to do with the gas company or oil company. I'm not sure which. Biden was for sure saying, "You're a big liar," because it wasn't an oil company. Maybe it was a gas company. I don't know. But there was there's a lot of information on that laptop that they need to have an investigation. Has anybody called for an investigation yet? Or are we just going to shove this one under the rug too? Yeah, the laptop's real, man. It's real. Because dum-dum, it kind of does have to do with meth, because the dum-dum was high probably when he dropped off the laptop and forgot that he left it there with all that evidence on it. And then after you leave it there for so long, it's, considered fair game, I guess, to keep it. If you don't pick it up, they give you a time period to pick it up. Let's see, what was this one? I haven't listened to this one. I have no idea what they're going to say. It says, when I say that Putin will not stop in Ukraine, I mean exactly that. State Russian TV show in primetime discusses possible nuclear strike on Europe, Russian invasion of Poland and Lithuania, and corridor to Kaliningrad, threatens Germany and Baltic states. Something else I'll say it after this if I remember. My head's going. Okay, wait, I'm gonna have to read this. To Europe, there is a simple thing we need to tell Europe. You will get a nuclear strike if you gather some kind of peacekeeping contingent by NATO. Or decide to relocate it somewhere, so on and so on. This is going to be a nuclear war. This is what I was told by the French. You need to understand that. Brave Poles, there will be nothing left from your Warsaw in 30 seconds. Brave Germans, so to say. Brave Estonians. Brave Baltics. By the way, concerning the brave Baltics, I know there are serious problems in Kaliningrad at the border. Corridor, the overland corridor in Kaliningrad. Why not? Well, if I can establish one to Transnistria, seems to me that countries, as we call them, Lithuania and Poland, behave too boldly. And they don't realize yet that we can in fact handle them way faster than we can take care of what we started in Ukraine. Because the issue with the corridor is a matter of a local military operation, and it's way easier to do than what we have started doing in Ukraine. It just keeps escalating. Okay, this is the one I couldn't wait to show you. Okay, what I was going to say was about China before I play this one. This is like incredible with this guy. People are so brave. I love it. So China, he said China, and I'm talking about Glenn Beck, said China, Russia, and Ukraine. Maybe I missed one. Maybe Lithuania. I can't remember what he said now. That he got pay to play money. He got, you do this for me, I'll give you this. So you get paid to play. You get paid to do favors, and you're compromised. And that was before he was president of the United States. He should have never been president of the United States. Neither was Kamala Harris. does not have a legal right to be vice president either. So literally, Pelosi should be president right now while they figure all this out and get this guy in jail. Do we want Pelosi as president? Oh man, we're in a pickle, aren't we? Why don't we just redo, like figure out what really happened? Well, we did figure out what happened with the voting. So really, someone else was legitimately supposed to be in there but wasn't. But you know what? God has all this in control. If I were to just think about it, I'd go insane. But I give it to God because he knows every move they're going to make, and he works all things together for our good. All right, listen to this brave guy.
Stop escalating the war. Stop sending arms. Why didn't you push Kyiv to sign the Minsk Accord? Why no to NATO? Shame on you. You're going to push us to World War III. Shame on you. No to war. No to escalation. Stop sending weapons. Stop training the military. Stop using Russia or stop using Ukraine as a proxy against Russia. No to NATO. No à l'OTAN. No à l'OTAN. No à la guerre. No à l'escalation. Tu devrais avoir honte. Stop using Ukraine as a proxy against Russia. Stop using Ukraine as a proxy against Russia. No to war. No to NATO.
And you don't ever get to hear from those people in a public meeting probably again, because they'll be banned. So all these brave people, if say there's like 100 brave people and they all take their turn at standing up, you're going to finish out with the 100 unless more people stand up. And just like the guy on InfoWars, I'm drawing a blank. The young guy? What's his name? Owen Schroyer. Where he goes into Congress and he starts talking about, see, I should know this like the back of my hand, because when these people stand up, we should be thankful and, ask God for their protection and give them their due. Like, play this over and over for a week, because he put his life on the line for that. He might get killed later for doing that. This might go viral. I'm sure it will. So yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, Owen Schroyer, what was that guy? He looks like the Penguin, a Batman, the Penguin. He's like a little troll. He's like a little Oompa Loompa. That's what he called him, an Oompa Loompa. Forget his name though. The guy that Nadler. Sounds like a Oompa Loompa name, doesn't it? Tax evasion on Hunter, huh? Oh boy. It's all about the fuel, gas going through Ukraine and the biolabs. Yes. The funding with the biolabs. That's right. That's what this is all about. We were just talking about how the thing that and you send it off goes to China. That's probably what he got paid for, maybe, You send us your sticks and we'll get the public and then we'll send them back to you, and then you'll have all our DNA. I'm so glad you showed up, Nick. Thanks. Did you see the truck? I can go back to Biden. Did you see the truck? You had to have seen the truck, right? Because, that was one of the big ones that I saw with the storm. I showed it at the beginning. Where's the truck? Where's the truck? Oh, look at the storms, Nick. Look how many warnings. Those were how many warnings there were last night. Yeah, it's North Austin. Got a little bit over here, though. 325 miles. Look at that. How could it be that overlap that good in a row? I always wonder about weather weapons. Yeah, where is that? Oh, this was beautiful. Look at this. Double rainbow with a twister right there. Right in between it, like it starts right in between the two rainbows. And then it's got a windmill and a pond and some farmland, farm gate. Oh, that is an awesome picture. I'm not sure what I put on my thumbnail, but I should have put that. It's so beautiful, but dangerous. Where is it at? This might be the one in the building. Yeah, this is a good one. Oh, get inside! Get inside! Run! 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 Oh my God! A car! Oh. Run! 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 That would be so scary. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Went up 20,000 feet. The debris did. Look at this. Look at that dark black. Oh. Are those called shelf clouds? Oh man, yesterday Alex had a great speech about Jesus and the Holy Spirit and about getting on your knees and just laying flat and just soaking it in, soaking in the Holy Spirit, soak in the presence of God, and that there's just no better place to be. Time is not an issue. Time is forever when you're in that state of being in His presence. He really went off yesterday. Yeah, I've got that somewhere. That might have been where I was just at with that video, but I got sidetracked to do that a lot. I'll get back to it. Just want to show some more of the twisters. That truck, I was looking for that truck because I don't know how long we were able to stay. Technically, you've not seen it. Here it is. Here it is. Watch right in here. See the red truck? It's on its side. Watch, watch, watch. Look at that! It just lifted him right back up. It's a miracle, man. It's like, you know, maybe he prayed for it. He went out, Lord, help me through this storm. And there's, you know, electricity going off everywhere. There's lightning. There's probably some hail. Here he comes. Here he comes. One more time. On his side, twisting around, turning, and back up on the wheels. Oh man, that was great. All right, let me go back up. Where was I? Okay, did that one. Okay, here's Biden. Cyber. Oh, this one he's saying the cyber attack's coming.
But look, today my administration is issuing new warnings that based on evolving intelligence, Russia may be planning a cyber attack against us. As I said, the magnitude of Russia's cyber capacity is fairly consequential, and it's coming. The federal government is doing its part to get ready, but under U.S. law, as you all remember, the private sector, all of you, largely decides the protections that you will or will not take.
Cyber attack, I know. We're all going to lose our businesses. We're going to lose the dollar. You're going to let China take over the petrodollar with the yuan, and they're going to crash the economy so you can have a one world money, so you can be the one world leader, right? Okay, Biden once again accuses Russia of considering the use of chemical weapons in Ukraine. I'm not even going to play it. They're talking like Russia's going to do some sort of biological weapon, and there's already one in play right now. It's in the something. It looks as though Russia paratroopers are using carpets and rags to camouflage their armored vehicles from Ukraine. But what I liked most about this is the footage, drone footage. And it's very good drone footage. Look at that. Watch it. Zoom out. Look at that. It's like high definition. Look at the beating that place took. Oh my gosh. Watch. Right in through here. Oh, that's trees. I'm just looking at the dark spots thinking, oh my gosh, look at the destruction, but it's just trees. Anyway, I love drone footage. Maybe midday I'll get a drone. It's the worst conflict between NATO and its old foe since the Cold War, and the world leaders will be in Brussels for an extraordinary NATO summit. So how will they address Russia's incursion into Ukraine? Extraordinary NATO summit special coverage on TRT World. So this one's 40 seconds. It's in 2 days.
Ukraine is under siege,
They're
and the
gonna meet.
world is on edge.
Russia continues to send troops.
Tyrants just went off.
Fastest growing refugee crisis.
World leaders are attending an extraordinary NATO summit in Brussels. Will this meeting produce the breakthrough that is needed to resolve this deadly conflict? High stakes. To escalate or not to escalate?
Attack against Russian interests.
They're going to try to kill Putin.
Extraordinary NATO
They're gonna
summit
try to,
on TRT World.
I just think it's going to escalate. They're going to
Ukraine.
meet, and it's not going to be good. When evil people get together and they start collaborating together, it's not going to be good. Schools nationwide are quietly removing books from their libraries. I knew this was coming because they're going to decide what books you're allowed to have access to. That's weird. I just saw something go up the driveway over there. It was white. I thought it was Daisy, but could be something out there. Oh my gosh, I have to show you something. Nick, are you still here? Because I already showed midday. You're still here? Oh, good. Let me show you something really quick. You're going to freak out when you see this. And I don't, just so you know, I don't like really love this lady or anything. Maria Colvin, Gina Marie Colvin. I used to like check out her stuff, but I haven't. Like, there's some things that I don't.
We are looking at
I don't go with
a live webcam of a drag.
Some of it's out there, okay? But this was weird. This was very weird. And I just happened across, because I think I unsubscribed. I did. I unsubscribed because some of it's kind of weird. But, because a lot of it's like clickbait. This, okay, so here's a 17-minute long one. But she does a small clip so you can see it. I am totally
Welcome back to the
freaked
workshop.
out by this.
I'm Kyle, and this.
I mean, maybe they have drones that can do that. Look right here. There's a reflection in the window. Look at it. Stands up, whatever it is, and starts walking down this building. Squats. You can see the reflection in the mirror. And there's another one on the left down here at the bottom. So there it goes walking again. And the other one just looks invisible because it's so flattened. Okay, the thing, it switched. So, but yeah. That is a building in Russia. Isn't that the freakiest thing you've ever seen? I'm just because I had a dream that there was well, you know what a TR3B is? It's like a, oh yeah, and I got another thing that came up on my computer today. Wish I could have had it ready. I forgot about it. I took a screenshot of it. It was, it looks kind of like a drone. It kind of looks like a TR3B. Is this it? Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Well, I still want you to see the people. There's people in the up here. But see that? The triangle. I had a dream about one like this that was Russia. Or it said Matt, the person that brought this thing in to a valley with, there's like a plateau and all that. And it had these three like flaming, like, Mercury or whatever in the movies, the recent movies where they've got these like TR3B crafts, and then it's like fire up in there. It was blue. It was blue fire. I've seen them with red. I don't know if I've seen them with blue now, but in my dream, this was like a couple of years, 2 or 3 years ago. In my dream, it was going vroom, vroom, vroom. Like, I was like, what is that? And the person I was with said, I don't know what that is. And he was with the Pentagon, so I was like, okay, and it just like boomerangs over to these houses and buildings, and it's like a carpet bomb. Boom, 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 everywhere. And I was like, oh man. And we moved back from the cliff to go back into where there was like an enclosed area that after we saw that, because I was worried about whatever the smells or chemicals were from it. But anyway, this reminded me of that. And it says American military are hiding something big. It's on Anonymous YouTube channel. And they go into talking about aliens and stuff like that. But I just think stuff like this is military. I think they've had it for a long time, since Hitler. And, if things repeat, then we might be seeing bells in the air or Nazi type technology, where I think he got stuff directly from the fallen ones. Window washers? Yeah, I think it was more like a dog drone. And they have those at the border. You being in Texas, you might want to look that up for the dog drones, because they can transform now into flying drones, from a dog drone into a flying drone. I was like, whoa. But I didn't know they could like walk on buildings, or maybe they have it, fly, and then they get it to the building, and there's some sort of thing that keeps. Oh yeah, midday was saying like maybe it was magnetic, like maybe they have steel, or I don't know what kind of metal is magnetic, but where the magnets would like, and they could slide with it or something. I don't know, but my dream. So not the dream about that drone, about that, but it was a small TR3B is what I had in my dream. And it was like tiny, where it could fit on the side of your house. And it could like suck energy from your electrical and like recharge on your house. And when it did, there was a camera up above it that it didn't realize was there. But then when it did realize it, it took off. And it just kind of freaked me out. Like, that dog being on the windows and everything, spying on people when they don't even know it's out there, that would, I'd be moving from that place. But what if they're so common in the future where they can just they have cameras now the size of a grain of salt? Yeah, they got tiny drones that can crash in your head and blow you up. I've seen that. I've seen a video, not of someone being blown up with it, but just them shooting them off, like so many of them off into the air, in the back of a tank or a truck or something. Okay, here's a story. You could have real life pain. Isn't that nice of them to put real life pain in the metaverse when you use your VR glasses, including a bird pecking at your skin? Isn't that lovely? Thanks to the Japanese startup company. If you thought living in the virtual reality of the metaverse would let you escape the pains of the real world, you might think again. A Sony-backed Japanese startup company called H2L Technologies is working on creating a real-life pain experience for the metaverse. This wristband, look, it's a wristband, could be the key to you feeling pain in the metaverse. So what if you get stuck in the metaverse and they not just give you a wristband, but they give you a neck band, they give you a leg band, they give you a stomach band, they get you all hooked up. And what if you're stuck in there? They could torture you. I mean, I was just thinking mentally they could torture you. Now they can physically torture you. It allows you to move around in the virtual world but feel sensations like pain and the weight of objects. It works by electrically stimulating a wearer's arm muscles. A user is said to be able to feel sensations like her skin being pinched or weight in her hands. Have you ever had a bird peck at you? I have. A chicken? They hurt. They hurt bad, especially on the feet where you got lots of nerves. Say your arm's pretty, you might, have, but your hand has a ton of nerves in it too. I just think these people that create this stuff are just sadistic anyway. But when we get to heaven now, we won't need an armband. Everything will be, you'll experience everything. You'll be able to see all the way around your head, I think. Like you'll be translucent where you can just look behind your head with your eyes like there. Like literally have, the backs of your eyes will be seeing out the back of you. Or smells, like all the smells of heaven, the flowers, the trees, the forest, the everything. I can remember when I quit smoking, how everything started tasting and smelling, and I could smell the pine trees. I'm going to put you to sleep with my dog snoring over here. All right. So that's that story. I don't even want to put them VR glasses on. They're like, oh, you could lose yourself. Just not what I want to do. I don't want to lose myself. I want to stay with my feet on solid ground. With Jesus, aware, awake, right? Okay. Difference between COVID, cold, and hay fever. We went over that. Okay, Putin, secret 500 million super yacht in Italy, faces seizure. They're going to take his boat. They're going to take his yacht. They're going to take his house, his 3 houses or whatever. They're going to take his bank account, his Switzerland bank account. They're putting pressure on the Switzerland people to get all these oligarchs. They're going to steal all their stuff, and they're going to do the same thing to everyone. There'll be no pensions. There'll be no 401ks. There'll be no more cash. You'll have to get your digital ID. You'll have to go into the metaverse. You'll have to be controlled 24/7. You'll be a slave. But they're using, in my opinion, they're using Putin as the example of what they can do even to a leader. I think they're going to really hurt him. But then China and all of, I was listening to Jack Van Impe, all of South Korea, Taiwan, all the Asian type countries, and then Iran. Well, also, what do you think of that, Nick? Because that is biblical, right? Russia, China, Iran, Turkey. I think that's what Jack Van Impe was saying. Wasn't there 5? The Fab 5? I'm missing one. There's 5 of them. Pastor Paul calls it the Fab 5. Good, Midday. I'm glad you don't want to try VR. That's great. Because I'm sure they're going to use it for some really sick things. And video games and stuff are really bad anyway. I mean, I just can't even imagine how bad it's going to get. And people get used to it. So back when we were kids, it was like, oh, the trolls, like my mom was like, trolls? You're not playing with troll dolls. That's like a little demon. I'm like, oh, Mom, it's just a doll. And then today, be like, let me think of a good example. Lord, give me a good example of something people just say, it's just, pedophilia. It's just, me saying I'm a animal and wanting to marry an animal. Or, it's just play fun, just dressing up like a beast, where I can, pretend to be a beast, You'll own nothing, you'll have nothing, and you'll be happy. Charles Schwab. Yeah, that's his famous quote, isn't it? But him, will he have nothing? Will he be happy? Even if you have everything, you're not going to be happy. And if you have nothing, you're not going to be happy if you have nothing. You're going to be happy if you got Jesus, because that's everything. If you have a roof over your head, food in your belly, water, clean water, you can be happy with Jesus. I mean, there are certain needs, I think, that need to be met in order for you to have satisfaction, in your life a little bit, not where you're not hungry. I don't know if I could be happy if I was just starving. I mean, I could, go on a fast maybe for a little while, which I probably need to do. I could do without food for a little while and be happy because there's a destination, a final destination. But if I was starving, I mean, in my heart, I guess I could be happy, but in my physical body, it would be torture and pain all the time like that. I don't know. Being in Ukraine right now, I don't know if I could be happy. I mean, there'd be moments of happiness probably, but like, I'd need those children running down the steps or sliding down the steps. That would give me joy. I think we should just grab onto joy while we got it. Whenever, because it's like a roller coaster. You'll have some joy, and then there'll be some tough times and then joy. And just when you're in that joy, just grab it. Just hold on to it. Ezekiel describes Gog, as the prince of Rosh. Gog is the prince of Rosh. So Gog is a person, which also suggests a location in Russia. Yeah, I think the way that Jack Van Impe describes it is like Gomer, Targoma. something like he names the places that it says or something. I don't know. I don't know enough about that. But to Gomer, I think, is Turkey. The chief princes are both sides of Turkey. Antichrist could be Erdogan. Yeah, I've heard people say that. I think that like Perry Stone, he goes with the Syrian. That the Antichrist will be, I think he goes with Syria. He was saying like somewhere between Iran and Iraq border. Well, I think if you like follow that border down, it could be anywhere in the line of that, which goes all the way into Saudi Arabia. And isn't there two leaders, say Saudi Arabia, I'm just guessing, maybe Jordan, where the leaders are in the direct line of Muhammad? UAE maybe? I don't know. But oh, Nick, you need to see what I posted yesterday. The Chaim Zakovsky or something like that, a leading rabbi, was 94 years old, I think. He died, and there was a tweet that came out a long time ago that the Messiah was about to be announced. There was a video going around too, which I don't have, but I got a picture of they're at this table, and they're like, even though we can't announce the Messiah yet, he is in this picture. So you got this leading rabbi, and then you got this guy with a black beard. So he's a young guy, he's got glasses. And from the video that I saw, which I don't have now, they were all shaking his hand and stuff. He has glasses. I'm like, well, the Messiah shouldn't have glasses, should he? He can heal and all that. Like, but I mean, that's in Israel, and we know Israel is where he's going to be set up. The Antichrist will be. But a lot of people think it's Obama, and some people think it's Erdogan. So I'm not sure. But anyway, that rabbi died, and I would say that things are escalating on that front with the Antichrist wanting to, be honored, where this guy is going to get a whole bunch of honor at his funeral and everything. He's going to be glorified or whatever. He'll start craving that power more. Like as we steptoe towards the New World Order, towards the coming of the Antichrist, which I think he's already here. I think people are kissing his butt or whatever. He's gonna gain in like a hunger to be worshipped and to be honored and to be looked at. Like that fame or whatever is going to get to his head as we get closer and closer. And then once I believe pre-trib, once we're taken out, then the white horse, the conquering, can begin. Do we know who this guy is? I don't even know his name. What's his background? Does he have any sort of Muslim ties? Is he kind of like, oh, we can all get along, go up the same mountain? We don't know. I don't even know who this guy is. I'd love to know, though. Jesus was the Messiah. That's right. And they have they don't want to submit, do they? They don't like to admit when they're wrong. And that's wrong. Yeah. We gotta stay humble and forgive and love everyone. The Jews just think that they're special, and they are special, but we're all special, and we're all into the same vine. Jesus is the vine, we are the branches. Here's the church, here's the steeple, open it up and see all the people. I get silly sometimes. Okay, Trump drops mother of all bombs, MOAB, on Biden. Demands release his transcripts with China. Oh, this was another thing. Right before the finalization of the presidency, there was a meeting, and I need to look this up. There was a meeting about China. It was like it was a thick amount of papers that these congressmen had, and they come up to the podium, they set it on the thing, and they start like talking about how China is involved in our government, and they're scared, and they're saying, we've had this committee or this it's a committee. It was like there were people that, overseers of what China had their fingers in our government, and it was like a whole gigantic thing, and they're like, we're screwed, like pretty much that is what they were saying. I don't remember their exact response, but it was right before they didn't let Trump be president. And so there was all that, stop the steal, and, kind of it was like a side track of that. They brought it in at the most opportune time. So here's Donald Trump saying, release the transcripts with China. I don't know what he's talking about. What transcripts?
You can't let this tragedy continue. You can't let these thousands of people die. It's going to be hundreds of thousands and maybe millions of people by the time it ends.
Well, let me turn to China. China has a deal with Russia. They'll help each other during this war.
Yeah.
President Biden held this 2-hour phone call with Xi Jinping. We haven't got a transcript. We don't know what threats were on the table, but we presume...
I think I do.
Go ahead. Tell us.
We were threatened by China. I heard that he said, he read a line that they gave to him about the repercussions. They gave him a line, and he read it. She's very smart, okay? I dealt with all of them. I know them all. I know them better than I know you, Stuart, and I know you and I like you, and I congratulate you on the success of your show because people love your show and they love you, but I know them better than I know you. And when they read a line, he doesn't exactly get fazed. He doesn't read lines. He gives lines. And I believe strongly that he made a threat actually to Biden, and that wasn't reported. So we should get a tape of the call, just like we did with my perfect call to the president of Ukraine, which is the reason I like him so much, one reason. And now he's proven to be, because he stood up for me with that call. He said Trump did nothing wrong. He didn't threaten me. He could have gone the other way, could have gone woke, like guys like Bill Barr do.
Everybody's getting threatened, but are you gonna just they've sold us off, you guys. They've sold us off. If you see fires and things like that, you better start critically thinking. There might be just getting you off the land to get what's underneath. Same thing with Ukraine, I think. I mean, I could be wrong, but my mind goes to different places with their evil. The people that are in charge are just doing what they're told, and they're getting their orders from the fallen ones, or the people that are above them, which are getting orders from the fallen ones. That's what I think it all comes down to, which is why the book of Enoch, people should read that. I mean, maybe you don't want to say, oh, it's the Bible, even though it's still in the Ethiopian Bible. You still should read it. And if you gain some information from it, you might, have a piece of the puzzle that you didn't have before. And you might see that the demonic realm is what we fight against. Jesus said so. We fight not against flesh and blood. That's me and you, human beings, but we fight against principalities and powers and the demonic realm, the fallen angel realm. That's who we're fighting. And we don't fight with weapons that are carnal. Our weapons are not carnal, but they're mighty to the pulling down of strongholds. So faith, hope, and love, and the greatest is love. These three things remain. And when you get to heaven, anything that was done on this earth with God's faith, God's hope, God's love, faith, hope, and love, those things are going to follow you. They're going to be with you. That what you did here in the name of Jesus, it's going to somehow follow you around or be on you or on Jesus, because we do it all for the glory of God. So we were talking about this morning, the crowns that we get to either put them on his head or lay him at his feet and just give him all the glory, but it's forever. Okay? So if you concentrate on what you can do faithfully, lovingly, hope, and that includes encouragement and things that are of good report, and just believing in a good report. That's what we got to start doing, because that'll last forever. Okay, $17 billion of global assets linked to 35 Russians with alleged ties to Putin. They're going to try to get these oligarchs things, everything that they own. They're going to try to get it. They're greedy. Everybody's greedy, trying to get everybody's stuff. Trying to be one of the top 10 leaders or something that the Antichrist picks for his New World Order. This guy, he thinks it's going to be him, I guess. President Biden, there's going to be a New World Order. It hasn't happened in a while. America has to lead it. He probably thinks he's going to be the one. All right. I don't know how to make it. Okay.
Thank you. My name's Joe Biden, and I come from Delaware, which has more corporations incorporated than all the rest of the country combined. And I know of the Business Roundtable because in the days when I first ran for office, in 1972, for the United States Senate, the DuPont Company was the 8th largest corporation.
Sorry, I gotta pause this. I can't hardly hear it because I got my volume turned down really low. Yeah, I got it on 4. Okay. Sorry about that. I want to hear this because I kind of expected that he would bring up, I was the youngest senator, I was the oldest president, or whatever, or the youngest president, whatever.
To the Business Roundtable. Yeah, oh yeah. Everybody sit.
Did you see how they were kissing his butt at the congressional?
An organization of 238 CEOs of America's leading companies. You know us because you've always had an open door. From the beginning of your administration, agree or disagree, you've welcomed America's business leaders to the White House with seriousness and warmth. This evening, it's our privilege to have an opportunity to return the hospitality. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Thank you. My name's Joe Biden, and I come from Delaware, which has more corporations incorporated than all the rest of the country combined.
And my butt's been wiped.
And I know of the Business Roundtable because in the days when I first ran for office, in 1972,
Excuse me while I
for the United States Senate, the DuPont Company was the 8th largest corporation in America. As they say in Delaware, they were the good old days. But all kidding aside, thank you for having me. You're a hell of an organization. I appreciate it. And I want to thank you, Josh. We've known each other a long, long time. And, I've hosted CEO roundtables.
Ooh, I just noticed something. It says business something. It probably stands for something else, but it also stands for BlackRock. Huh?
In the White House, including with many of you over the years. And we've worked together on the American Rescue Plan, on COVID, on infrastructure, supply chain, innovation.
Oh man, this is 15
climate,
minutes.
Clean energy, reducing.
Don't we have a clip? I can't sit and listen to this guy for 15 minutes. Do we have a clip where he's just saying America has to lead the New World Order? I don't really want to listen to him go on for 15 minutes. I really don't. Can we just move on? If you want to see it, you can go watch this over on realclearpolitics.com. And Biden says there's going to be a new world order and America has to lead it. So I really don't want to listen to him for. I'm sure I'll hear clips of him saying whatever it is somewhere, but I'm not going to sit and listen to that for 15 minutes. No way. I'm going to get through this news. There's one, two. Okay, there was something that happened in Israel. I don't want to show it. I put a screenshot of it. There was a stabbing, okay, in Israel. It's right there. Okay, so let's just not, like, if you want to go see that, you can on Local Focus 1. A stabbing attack in Beersheba City, South Israel. One Israeli female was killed and another was seriously injured. ISF shot and seriously injured the assailant. And I can show you this one. They are giving out candies because whenever they kill someone, they like to give out cookies and smile about how they killed somebody. It's a tradition that they've done over and over. It's not just one time. Like, here, have a sacrificial cookie. Someone just died. Thank you so much. I'll take one of those sacrificial cookies. That guy kind of felt a little bad about it, maybe. This guy's like, oh, I want to have a day where I make everybody eat cookies. Teach the children to go out and kill people so you can hand out more cookies, more free cookies. Let's see. More than a dozen of Kharkiv metro stations have been turned into shelters with battered-looking train carriages now functioning as makeshift homes. This one's like 5 minutes long.
More than a dozen metro stations have been turned into shelters. These battered-looking train carriages redeployed as home. How long have you been living here?
Three weeks.
How do you feel about it?
So first, when we hear something blow up, we're around here, but now we're like, what was that? Oh, shooting.
The experience is a trial for a new mother called Natalia. She gave birth to her son 2 days after the invasion began. The hospital then sent her here.
So people are living in the metro stations with their children. And sad. I hate war. Let's see what he says.
Death and displacement have come to everybody's doorstep, but there are many here who are determined to hold on.
Keep praying for Ukraine, everybody, and pray for, just pray for everybody. Pray for Russia, pray for the world, because we're seeing, I like that, the tiptoe steps to the edge of eternity. In these last days, the Birthing pains are going to get very intense because the baby's about to come. Let's see what I had up here. See if I missed anything here. Oh, this is the global assets. This is a pretty good article. It's on The Guardian. Talks about some tracker information. So they have ways of they got ways of knowing things that we don't know about. They got artificial intelligence involved in a lot of stuff. And they can know everything you own. They can take it all away in a heartbeat if they want. So don't be a slave to them anyway. Just still be free. You know, here's his yacht. Here's how long it is. Here's a video.
Всем привет. Это
Живут почему-то где угодно, но не в России.
Я совсем не осуждаю. Но прямо хороших декораций, огромные гостиные и царские каюты. И у этой яхты удивительная история.
Если открыть список самых больших яхт в мире, то нашу Шахерезаду очень просто найти. Вот, например.
So we get it. They're nice and rich. They got everything that they could want on earth. But I say, store up your treasure in heaven. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Let's see, you're getting rid of the books and the libraries. We learned a little bit about Nazi versus neo-Nazi. Probably a good thing to know. But there's still some leftover Nazis in Ukraine that are in charge. Okay, here you go. Here is meth in a pill called Captagon. And there's a crisis sweeping the Middle East. Look at all these pills. They're all getting hooked on meth. Look at this. Look at all those pills. Bag after bag after bag. And I guess they're hiding them in carpets. They're hiding them in tiles and things like that. And people are probably dying all over the place. Captagon was first created in 1961 as an alternative to amphetamine and methamphetamine and was used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and less commonly depression. So they're getting everybody hooked on these pills, you know. Medications are just such an atrocity in most cases. Okay, well, I don't know what, this could just be an advertisement. You're a helicopter. Coming to get me, Nick. Where'd midday go? How many people are in here midday? Does it say? Anyway, so this is the Captagon, and here they're putting it in these tile pieces too. They got pills in here. So they're hiding them really good, and they're getting the Middle East hooked on meth. Sick world, isn't it? They gotta get everybody like drugged up. If I could encourage people to get off pills, what in the world? What is that? Is that like straw or something? But look at the table. It's like all the way around. Pills, pills everywhere. Just like fentanyl. I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that more? can't tell. They're killing people. The fentanyl's killing people. Okay, this was from the storm. Did I show this one? I don't think I did.
Bathroom. I have pillows over my head, but the dog with me having a little fit.
I understand. And nobody is injured? You're okay?
Nobody injured.
God's good.
But that outbuilding in front of my other building, and then one building over there are all damaged, which is lucky because the one where my pickup is and power is weren't damaged.
Okay, all right. And how did you hear about the tornado? Did you know it was coming, or?
She didn't get to say. It's that time of year, though. Everybody better be on guard. You're here. Hard to say how many are watching. Oh, yeah. Hey, K-King. Oh, okay. Cool. You a little bit behind. Okay. Biden has been black. Well, it's for decades. Oh, yeah. He's definitely been blackmailed for decades. I think they all have. How many hands in his pocket? Not trustworthy. Yep. He's a captain going to sink the ship. Yep. He sure is. Look at that one. We're looking at Austin, Texas here. This is Jacksboro High School. Through the heart of town in Texas. Poor people need to go to school. That's a nice big school there. All right. Oh, the end of this is funny. I'll just fast forward it a little bit.
This is a breakfast taco warning. All of the ingredients have combined. Tacos are happening right now. And this is a breakfast taco warning in the bathtub after a tornado watch became a tornado warning and it was time to take shelter. Pro tip, have a plan in place ahead of time and know where to go before the storms roll through later today. And don't forget your tacos.
I love that was cute. There's the one with the rainbow. I loved that. Okay, here's one. 1:24. It's on the ground. It's on the ground. Think about that Twister movie. At least they're not like super big. Well, I think there was one at 4 though. Oof. Look at that. I think there might be demons in the tornadoes. I don't know. But God's in control. Especially if you're a Christian, like if you got a tornado coming, just pray that thing away. Claim your land, your possessions, your health, your family, that God's going to protect you. And you're not afraid. Don't be afraid. Because God is the calmer of the storm. He controls the storm. Even if they make him, he's still in control. I'm not saying all tornadoes are man-made, but I'm saying that the storms are going to get a lot more intense, and it's not because of climate change in the way that you think of climate change. I believe that it's climate change because of, ooh, look at this one. Because of the, them prepping the air. They're putting things in the air. Aluminum, strontium, bromine, or something like that. People have had hair tests, and you know they've seen the things that they dump in the sky. Look at that! Holy crap. That was close. Oh no. At least he's alive.
Tornado.
That was
going through Round Rock,
intense.
Texas.
Let's watch that again. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Holy crap!
That guy was like, what, 3 inches from getting slammed by that semi? That must be the semi
Tornado.
owner.
Going through Round Rock, Texas.
Wow, that was insane. Hi, Serbian. Glad you could make it. Okay. Honda CRV 2019. Oh, you getting you a car? Yeah. Oh, your snow's just now melting off? Well, check this out, Serbian.
Run!
This is a real life Twister movie.
Oh! Get inside! Get inside! Run! Oh my God, a car!
Isn't that cool? Somebody videotaped it. That would be me. I'd be out there videotaping it. This cloud is so ugly and dark. It just looks demonic, doesn't it? I used to be scared of thunderstorms, but not anymore. Now I like hearing it. All you need is somebody to tell you that. I had somebody tell me that. And we used to have a couch on our first place that we lived at on the porch. And my husband said, come out here. I know you're scared of the storm. Come out here and sit with me on the porch. And I was like, no way, no way. I'm scared of the lightning. My mom told me about a guy that was standing under a tree and he had some jeans on, a zipper, and the lightning hit him on the crotch and, you know, it burned him real bad down there. I was like, I'm not going to get out and get hit by lightning. I thought I was safe in the house and everything. Come to find out, like, you need to be like in a car, like some rubber underneath you would be good. Don't wear metal. Just don't wear metal. Like if you're gonna go sit on the porch and enjoy the storm, at least, you know, don't have metal on your pants or a necklace or earrings or anything else. So I sat out on the porch and listened to it, and it was like, yeah, you know, I could get into this, like the peace of it, the smell of the rain, the fragrance of the rain is like, you know, the sweet name of Jesus. There's a song about that. And just that, you know, God's bowling in heaven. You hear these different ways of thinking. But yeah, I mean, the tornado thing, that's different. Of course, I'd like to videotape one, chase one, or just once. Might not live through it. Maybe it'll be the last thing I do. Yes. Oh, yeah, that car was crazy, wasn't it? All right, let's see what this one is. I'm not sure where this is at. Hold on, let me find out. Oh, this is the Israel. This is the stabbing. I can't show this. So there was a terrorist stabbing 2 Israeli women in Israel. You can get on Twitter and go see it, but I can't like show like that here. And this, I can't really show this either. He had like this happen to, I guess, either himself. He says it was all known to him personally. So maybe he knew someone that had a blood clot on the brain. I knew someone that had a blood clot on their brain and they died. And I don't know if they took, so then he says a clot in the lung, severe life-changing headaches, massive heart attack, resulting in death, and heart failure. Those are all known to him personally. And they had one thing in common. Can anyone guess what it is? So these are the ways that I'm able to just kind of get people to go research a little bit. Because I can't say a whole lot on here. I still haven't done the thing on DLive or Rumble to sort of voice my opinion about it where I'm able to, which I should probably do, but there's a good amount of people doing that. People have stories to tell about their family members who've died, and they're just not allowed to, talk about it. Hot summer started in Russia with more surprises to come. The Russian city of Kostovo is burning. It looks like it might be oil. They're getting sanctioned. No one's allowed to use the Russian oil. And now, I don't know what happened there, but something happened there. They're losing something. Tires or something. I can't tell. Doesn't really say. Okay, this was the one inside the terminal. This one was on the ground just outside Taylor, Texas. Significant damage indicated on radar.
It's moving toward north.
That might be the
but it's
F4.
crossing the road. I hope all these cars are safe. I gotta roll the window up. Hold on.
Jeff, and you guys stay safe as well. We can see some winds where you are that must be over 40 miles an hour.
Right
no
there.
doubt they're stronger in the tornado.
I gotta get a window blown.
And we see cars driving right through it.
All right. It's moving toward.
At least one person was killed and 24 others wounded, including children, in a shooting. So I'm at the end here. This was from me. Well, I didn't do any reporting really 2 days ago. Yesterday, I went over all this stuff. So that's all I got for today on the news. I got pictures up in the corner that show some of, the highlights of today's show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me read some of your comments again. We have a Hyundai Tucson. It's a good SUV. Awesome. There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Oh, did you guys hear about that crack that happened? I can't remember where it was at. Somewhere out in the West. I was like, oh man, it's beginning. And I think they were talking about the New Madrid, not New Madrid, the one over there in California. But there were some houses that were affected. I don't know if they fell in it or not. They probably just had some damage or something. In my dream about the crack, there were people falling into it. Houses, whole houses falling into the crack. Like 3 blocks wide crack. Deep crack. Where I could hear just like this screaming. It was a nightmare. It was like the worst nightmare I think I've ever had. Besides the demonic ones, which really God gives me power in my dreams where I can defeat the enemy. And so I don't know if I was just like flying over it or what, like why I got to see the crack. God let me see the crack. If this is a prophetic dream, I don't know, because it's not happened yet. But we were then in like a van and going up the mountain, so we were safe. And it was just a bunch of Christians, and get up to the top of the mountain, there were houses on the top. And then there was a concrete barrier that went like a lightning bolt kind of down the mountain. Remember that movie with the volcano guy, Joe versus the volcano? How it looked like, a lightning bolt in the mountain. It was kind of like that, but it was concrete. And I got a hold of the girl's hand and pulled her up after I hung up with my dad on the phone. So I was like, Dad, is it happening there? And he's like, no, nothing's happening here. I was like, oh, there's a shaking. It's shaking. I was like, I gotta go. This girl's falling. Hung up the phone, grabbed the girl's hand, and kept her from falling down that concrete barrier. But my only thought was, like, worrying about those people that fell in, and I didn't want to see the aftermath of that. It was too much for my brain to absorb the devastation. But in real life, after I woke up from the dream, I was like, why wasn't I concerned about the ones that are down in the bunkers? Because the rocks are going to fall on their heads. And that's what I love to talk about. Why did I have to dream about the devastation and not like see the aftermath of that? Why was it so intense for me? And what I got out of the dream was that maybe we won't be here for that. Maybe the cracks really open up big and swallow houses, like streets of houses in the tribulation. Because we've seen sinkholes, we see shadows of things to come, but we aren't seeing anything. There's never been a time like it before or ever will be again. And guess what we got in Arizona? We got the Grand Canyon. So that happened before. Maybe there'll be a new Grand Canyon. Maybe there'll be I know the Lord's not going to use a flood anymore, but there's all sorts of things. He talks about the hail, that it's going to increase in size to 70 pounds. It's like a concrete bag. Like if you ever try to lift a concrete bag, you ever tried like taking a concrete bag 20 feet up in the air, like in a tree, and drop it on your head? You ain't going to live through that. That'll bury you alive, like bam, or dead. Gonna go see if gas went up. Well, we need to fill up our tank too. I'm still far behind, y'all. Just finished watching the tornado. Wasn't far from you. Wow. My son and family came here to escape the fires near their home in North Texas, only to face a tornado warning. Wow, K. King. Well, you're testifying about it, right? Jesus is good, isn't he? Keeping you guys safe. Oh, keep testifying. Keep testifying about it, because that's how we defeat the Antichrist. Even the Antichrist spirit is among us. So we can defeat the Antichrist spirit right now by the blood of the Lamb, the word of your testimony, and loving not your life unto death. Let me just pray for my brothers and sisters right here. Lord, be with these families that see this video and protect them, Lord. Put a hedge of protection around them, like Job talks about. Keep their heart and mind. Put a hedge of protection around their heart and their mind through Christ Jesus, and give them the peace that passes understanding through Christ Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for everybody being here, and just bless them, Lord, and help them to stand strong in the last days, and to put their armor on and stand. In Jesus' name, amen. Faith, hope, and love. Those things are going to last forever. I just want to leave off with that, because I hope to hold on to faith, hope, and love till Jesus comes. And don't let your heart grow cold. Because people will. It says people will let their heart grow cold in the last days. And I don't want to be one of those. So I'm going to keep saying that one over and over. Lord, don't let my heart grow cold. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you, mods. Nick, Midday, thank you for being here to mod. And thank everybody for participating in the chat room. It helps the algorithms or whatever. And it makes it fun to talk to everybody. So thank you for being here. Take care and have a lovely, beautiful day. This is a day the Lord has made.